Hello, my name is Craig Thompson, with your host, and I am here to kick off the the Duel of Ages 2 Triad25 campaign. I'm going to get onto turn 1 today, as soon as I finish doing. There's a couple more things I still need to do for the setup, so I'm just going to do that quickly. First point of business is that each team is going to need, for their vaults, they're going to need one common and one secret item in each of their vaults. So I put the common and the secret decks out here. So let's just take care of that. So for Team White, they have one common and one secret, and Team Black has one common. Team White and Team Black has one common, and just cut the deck, and one secret. Okay, so let's look at Team White. Team White, ignore the crying baby pugs there. Oh, speaking of pugs, we got Crackbone the pug. Well, not actually a pug, but anyway, so they have Crackbones. This is a pokey dog. They can release, and so in order to do so, you need 3 strength, 3 intelligence, and you have a dog hunting down your enemies, a junkyard dog. So yeah, that'd be nice. And then a stiletto knife. A stiletto knife, get bonuses if you have that knife thing. Only 1 strength, 2 intelligence. Fairly straightforward. You poke people with it. You stick them with a pointy end. Nobody on Team Black has any specialities with that kind of stiletto, but so be it. That is in their vault. Then Team Black, they have a Fong's Prison, and that actually is good for Elgato. And so that is 3 strength, 6 intelligence, but with Elgato, with that special thing there, he won't need the to worry about those requirements because he has the speciality in it. So that's something he's probably going to want to go for. And then there's a Phase Cube. So they can ignore cavern walls, domes, and everything with this move during their movement free as a free action thing when they activate this. So 0 strength, 2 intelligence, 6 draw secret. I'll have to remind myself what that means. We'll talk about that next time. Okay, but because not going to be happening for a while yet until when a Team Black or somebody gets in there and takes that item. So now that's it for the vaults, but I still need to do the characters. The characters need to be kitted out. I will go through the teams, White first, then Black, back and forth. I'll do in order of respect. So Team White's, the highest respect is Dr. Panopoulos. He gets 1 common and 1 secret, just like a vault. So he gets 1 common and 1 secret. So he is getting a Staying Hand. If this condition is true, at the time you have this card, reveal the card, set it aside. It provides 1 achievement. Have 3 enemy characters, not henchmen, in your prison at the same time. Okay, so that's something he has to try and go for an achievement point. And then an Obsidian Tomahawk. 3 strength, 1 intelligence to use. Nobody on his team is good with that kind of weapon. I mean, because he's very good at sort of distributing to the people who need it. But so that's for Dr. Oh, pardon me. Sorry, bumped the camera there. So he is good for passing things around. And so we'll just keep those with him. Now I am going to go on to Team 7, the respect on Team Black. And that is Commodore Blaylock, and he is getting 1 secret card. So I'll cut the deck and draw 1 secret card for him. He is getting, how appropriate, a Blade Cloak. He looks like the kind of guy who'd wear a cloak. And nobody on this team has any bonuses with this kind of weapon. Nope. So the Blade Cloak, 2 strength, 5 intelligence. He is strong enough and smart enough to use it. This strict prohibition against weapons, the strict prohibitions against weapons on Tenson, pleasure liners, and resorts led to some clients to adopt what became known as innocence, fancy attire that contained hidden lethality. So he's got a cloak he can use in combat. 1 penetrating. It doesn't. I don't know. Would that add to his thing? Because it's a very poor penetrate on that thing. Anyway, so then Team 7, so 7 respect on White team is Ace Cannon. So he is getting nothing. He has no items to gain. And then Team 7 respect again is on Team White. That's Sheridan. He gets nothing. And then we go to 6 respect on Team Black, which is Benedict Arnold. And he gets 1 white, or sorry, 1 common. And he gains a camel. Benedict Arnold riding a camel. This is what I love about this game. God, watch that thing. Keep bumping it. Okay, now, Black team has a respect 6 as well. That is Milena Arabato, the freedom fighter. She doesn't get any items. And then we have Bill Hickok is also 6. He gets 2 common items. So cut the deck here and go 1 and 2. And we have Thorium grenades and a compression rifle. Now he's great with all kinds of guns, but not these kinds of guns, which is a shame because he's really good with guns and grenades. So it's a 4/4, and he's smart enough to use this rifle, but not with any benefit. And the grenade is also, so he's gonna be fine with those things. What's his throw? His throw is only 4. It's his point that's great. So he's still going to be really good with his compression rifle. Then we go down to Agent 911 is a 4 respect. He's getting 1 common, 1 secret. So I'll draw from this deck. And from over here. So how appropriate. The big black bomb can be thrown over buildings and dome spaces. The user does not need to see the target. The target gains +2 stealth for each such space. Big block bombs were big and black because they were made from cannonballs. Lighting and throwing a huge ball of iron filled with powder took guts. 5 strength, 4 intelligence. So looking at Agent 911, he's 4 strength, 5 intelligence, so he's not strong enough to use this. So that's unfortunate for him, and he does not have the grenade thing, which would allow him to use it regardless, so that's not any good to him. So secret passage. This was, I thought it was a pro because it just looked like the cartoon bomb. He's kind of like goofy and cartoony. And also, speaking of goofy and cartoony, he's got a secret passage. You can play this card when the conditions met below. Free action if the owner of the secret does not have an enemy within 5 aura and is in a space bordered by a cavern wall. He finds a secret passage in one section of the wall, his choice of section. From then on, the owner and all allies can freely move through that wall section from either direction. Cool. That's. We do have some caverns up here. So in a cavern wall, okay, and like these count as caverns too. So he could even open up a secret door into there or something. Get a back door into this cavern. That would be handy. But interesting. So good job, Secret Agent 911. Then for respect, we have Robin Hood. He gets no items. Then we have Christina Karlsdottir. She gets 1 secret item. So let's draw from here. A crossed swords and a kiss. You can play this card when the conditions below are met. If at the end of melee, the owner of the secret is a man or woman who is alone in the space with an enemy character of the opposite sex, man or woman, and both characters are less than max health, and both attempting a melee attack on the other in this melee, the enemy character switches sides. Sort of kind of reminds me of Willow, where I can't remember the characters' names now, but Val Kilmer and that one girl they were fighting and then end up kissing. That kind of thing. Love conquers all. It really does. All right, then we have Leah Vestry. She has no items to be gained. Then we have Dr. Ulf, Dr. Maria Ulf, the physicist. She's getting 1 secret. All right, so this right there. Wasp. User gains +2 on all enemy team-based adventures. And she does not have this symbol, the stealth symbol. So the finest infiltration technology, the Wyvern automated security probe, can disable any known security system, which is why a civilian suffers the death penalty if caught with one. So 1 strength, 6 intelligence. I should hope she has a 6 intelligence. So yeah, she's got an 8 and 4 strength. So she can use this. She's good for this. All right, so it looks like she's going to be infiltrating some bases. And there's like a bunch of her, so that's going to be good. All right, and so 4, then we go down to the last one on Team White is Reaver Mark 7, and that robot does not get anything. Then we look at Elgato. Elgato gets a common card, so let's just go down here, pull that one out, and it is a Mind Piercer grenade. So 3 strength, 4 intelligence, so he's got the ability to use it. He's good with sabers, not grenades. How's his throw? Throw 6, not bad. So it can be thrown over buildings, blah, blah, blah. So, lobbing it over, that's the thing. This weapon's attack is considered a mental ability. All right, so doing those things. So some people say they can ignore mental abilities. So that would be, I guess, if somebody has that power, they could just ignore that. And then the last character is Sven the Netmender, and he gets nothing. So that is going to conclude it for the setting up. Everybody now has the items that they're going to begin with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do turn 1 and 2, because honestly, turn 1 is really nothing. Just like a few characters just come into domes, don't actually do anything. So we'll go into turn 1 and then turn 2, and I'll cut it there for the day. So let me just tidy up and get on to turn number 1. So for turn number 1, what always happens, so you do everything, any turn, even the first turn, in order of the phases. So nothing happens until the reinforced phase, because that's when the characters are going to start coming onto the board. Team White begins. Team White is going to bring everybody on that has equal or higher respect to the highest respect of their enemy. So for Team Black, the highest respect is Commodore Blaylock with a 7. So so Team White will bring on anybody with a 7 or higher respect in the first turn. And that is all that is going to happen in the first turn for Team White. So for Team White, then, we are going to bring on 3 people. Bring on Dr. Panopoulos, Ace Cannon, and Sheridan. So here we go with the start of the game. We are bringing on a Dr. Panopoulos, and he is going to a yellow dome. Okay, so give it a little bit of thought here, and what I'm going to do with him in the yellow dome. Dr. Panopoulos, looking at his card here, you see he has a good wits, which is that lightning bolt symbol here up at the top. So that means he is actually quite good at getting into the enemy vaults. Because if we look at the enemy vault, and he has an 8, so he's better by 3. So if he can get in there, and he's got good respect to get into the high gate here, so he can get in there, steal their items, because then he can just start giving out Team Black's items to all his pals. So we're going to put him right over here, and hopefully what we can do with the other characters, if we can get red and green, put some people there just to stop Team Black from just sending somebody right over. Like if Team Black gets people into those spots, then I guess Dr. Panopoulos is going to maybe have to run the other direction, because he's not exactly the fighting type. All right, so that's it for Dr. Panopoulos. And so now we go on to Ace Cannon. And Ace Cannon is going to go to, ding, 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 a green dome. So Ace Cannon, as I said, not even going to have to hesitate on that one. He's going right there. And then Sheridan, the cavalryman, is going to... I called it. There you go, to the red dome. So Team White is making a very aggressive start here with a clear intention to go robbing the black base. So Dr. Panopoulos is got his eyes glinting at the thought of just stealing all those items from the black team's vault and then sharing those with his pals. Okay, so let me get on now. That is the end of turn White. That is turn 1 for Team White. Let's go on to turn 1 for Team Black. So now Team Black is going to be bringing on their members. So what you're looking at now is, again, the respect of the team members of Team White who are not yet on the board. What is their highest respect? And the highest respect for that would be Benedict Arnold with 6. So that means Team Black is going to bring on anybody who is a 6 or higher respect. So that would then be Commodore Blaylock, Milena Arabato, and Bill Hickok. So we're going to start in order of respect with Commodore Blaylock. And he is going to a black dome. Okay, let me pause and think where that's going to be. Okay, well, one thing I forgot to do with Commodore Blaylock is it says on his card that he begins with 2 experience markers. The experience markers look like this. You put them down on the thing. This means that for most of his stats, and I don't think it adds to the penetrate or the damage. I think might be the only 2 that you don't add to, but you're adding +1 to everything else for the turn that you activate that on. And so what you do is you take the experience marker, and when you want to use it, you flip it to the active side to show that he's used it. That's done in the free action phase. So he starts with 2 of those. And having considered that, I'm going to put Commodore Blaylock all the way down here, because then with 1 experience marker, he's going to be able to make it into that ancient labyrinth, and you maybe start something off there. Because with his stats, you see he's actually got really good stats, and especially if he's doing it with +1 experience, then it's going to really be a good chance of him giving the Team Black an early lead on labyrinth points. Okay, now we're going to bring on Milena Arabato, and Milena is going to a yellow dome. Okay, so with Milena has some decent movement and things, I think. I was considering maybe putting her down here to maybe make a threat at stopping that, but with 3 people there, and she's not exactly the greatest fighter, so let's just accept that what's going to happen there is going to happen there, and she's going to maybe try and start doing the colonial, because the black team does have 3 colonial teammates, so it might be a good idea to start getting some colonial bonuses. Okay, and now Bill Hickok. Bill Hickok is going to go to a red dome. So he's going red, and he will go. Now, what is he? Oh, he had the grenades or something, right? Yeah, he had a compression rifle and grenades. So he might not be bad to maybe sort of lay down some justice over there. Discourage those people from... Well, I guess it's going to be very hard to shoot through all this. This is like trees. This is futuristic trees here. So Bill Hickok's going to have a hard time shooting through that. So again, do we want to really focus so much attention on that, or do we want to go for something that perhaps is a little bit more productive? I think Bill's going to go here because there is a little way up onto the mesa here. It's hard to see. Can we zoom in on that? Yeah, so you see that red squiggle there. That means that he can go up on the mesa there. So if he comes up there, then it's going to give him height advantage, and he can maybe be acted in a sniper role because he is an excellent marksman. So sit up there and use that to his advantage as he picks off anybody who strays too close. Okay, and they're not going to know what he has just yet. All right, so that is it for turn 1 completely. I mean, just people coming onto the board, that is literally it. So, but before, like I said, I'm not going to wrap it up there for this week. I am going to go directly into turn 2 because that's when things actually start to happen. So let's dive right into turn 2 with Team White. So starting off, we are going into the free action phase. Remember, these are the phases here on the turn, and you take them in order for all characters in each phase. So we're going to start from the free action phase, and the only free action that can be taken right now would be Dr. Panopoulos' special ability. His special ability says that he can give one of his unrevealed cards to an ally anywhere on the map. So it has to be a character that's on the map. Now, he has the staying hand. That really doesn't matter right now, so we're just going to have him keep that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass off this Obsidian Tomahawk to Sheridan. Sheridan's going to take that one. He is, the more combatant of the two. Now, I did quickly read up on it to make sure how that works. With the Obsidian Tomahawk, the 2 penetrate is in place of whatever the penetrate is of the wielder. So looking at Sheridan, the 2 penetrate is equal to what he already has, but it will do more damage. So the use of the Tomahawk gives him more damage. So that's why he would choose to use that. And then that's it for free actions. So now we go into the fire phase. Obviously we can't fire anything because everybody's still in domes, so we go into the move phase. So I am going to plan this out a little bit carefully. So Dr. Panopoulos, he only moves 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he is here. He just comes to that space there. I didn't realize he was so slow. I guess he's an old guy. And now what I'm planning for with Dr. Panopoulos, looking at his card here again, he has another free action ability that says once one allied character in his space challenges intellect versus 5. On a squeak or better, the ally gains an experience point. And those experience points are like what Commander Blaylock has that I was showing earlier. So that's kind of cool. So I did want to make sure that Dr. Panopoulos is buddying up with somebody. So at the start of next turn, they can get that bonus. So it's an intellect challenge versus 5. So looking at Ace Cannon, he's a jock. So he's only got a 4 intelligence, whereas Sheridan has a 6. And Sheridan just got that weapon, so it looks like Sheridan and Dr. Panopoulos are like pals. So Sheridan's going to come over there and join Dr. Panopoulos, so next turn can try for that experience point. Which leaves Ace Cannon then to wonder what his role is going to be. So like Dr. Panopoulos next here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to try and make it into the gate next turn, Dr. Panopoulos. And then we'll sort of decide what we're going to do with Sheridan. So Ace, I don't think Ace, the purpose of having those two there was really just so that no Team Black members could get in there. So Ace now, what's he going to do? He's fast. He's 7 movements. I guess I can go to lists and do something there. So strength, he's strong. He's got good, decent wins. He's got decent stats. His really good stats throwing because he's a quarterback, right? Well, I think Ace is just going to take advantage of the fact that he's here, and he's going to move in towards the futuristic dome and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like I said, there's a very narrow gap here in between the monument and the labyrinth wall. But I'm going to say that can be moved through. I don't want to restrict movement too much like I did last time. I've learned from my mistake. So Ace has gone over to there. And then we go into Op Fire, which is, again, impossible, as although Team Black is currently in domes. Melee, like I said, all in domes. Adventuring, there is no adventuring to be had just yet. So we go on to Reinforcement. So now in the Reinforcement phase, we're bringing on more of Team White members. The highest respect on Team Black that's still off the map is Agent 911 with 4. So we'll bring on everybody who has 4 or higher respect on Team White. So we have Benedict Arnold with 6, Robin Hood with 4, Leah Vestry with 4. Now Leah's going to come on as 2 characters, remember? She counts as 2. So it's going to be those 3 characters coming on now. So starting off with Benedict Arnold, he's going to a blue dome. So Benedict Arnold to a blue dome. So I have a choice to go next to Bill Hickok here or over there. And I think, Benedict Arnold, what's his card? He has a camel. So I don't think Benedict is necessarily ready to commit to. Okay, next to come out for the white team is going to be Robin Hood. Robin Hood is going to a blue dome. And so Robin Hood is going to, with no weapons or anything, I don't think he's ready to take on Bill Hickok. So I think he's just going to join over here with Benedict Arnold. And then Leah Vestry. So she is coming out as well. Or both of her are coming out. So we'll do number 1 first. So they have like a number 1 and a number 2 token for the test subject here. So number 1 is going to a red dome. So she will go. She's good with stealth and such. So I think she might actually do well to come over here in where Dr. Panopoulos is, and Sheridan. And the other number 2 of Leah is going to a yellow dome. So again, options are getting limited. I don't want everybody to go over there. You know what? I think she is just going to go over here to that and take her chances with Bill. Okay, and that's going to be it for Team White. They have done the reinforcement, so now it's on to Team Black. So in Team Black, there's nobody with any free actions, so we're just going to move straight on. Nobody can fire because they're all in dome still, so it's on to the movement. So with Commander actually, sorry, no, I lied. Commander Blaylock is going to use his experience point marker, so he's active on that. So we switch that to the active side on his sheet, and now he gets 7 movement. So with that, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he comes in there to the ancient labyrinth. So he actually makes it right in to that labyrinth. And then Milena Arbato is a 7 movement. So she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, she'll just go right across. She'll have to go up and through, but might as well just get the extra distance now. Bill Hickok, 6 movements. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, why did I think he had 6 movement, 7 movement? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to come up onto the plateau there. That's not really a great spot for him though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he's not quite up on the plateau yet, or the mesa, but I think that's the plan for him. And so that is it for the movement on the part of Team Black. Team White has an opportunity for op fire, but nobody has any ranged weapons to shoot. So we just go straight on to melee. Nobody's in melee, so we go on to adventuring. And now we do actually have adventuring with over here with Colonel Blaylock in the ancient labyrinth. So let's see what we have. So the card is Dragon Sprint. He's a very hungry dragon, but he'll give you a head start. So it's a 7 react, and looking at the stats here, so we have paired with Commander Blaylock. He's not matching any of the symbols. So Commander Blaylock has a 5 react, but now he has a 6 react with his the experience marker he had activated. So he is still worse by 1, doesn't even match the age. So it's a defender better by 1. Defender better by 1 is a fop. So he has failed completely. You trip and fall in the pumpkin patch, which makes you a well-balanced meal. So he is banished. Banished to a red dome of the white player's choice. And that is going to stay there. So red. So there is only 1 red dome where he can go. So Commander Blaylock is going to be brought down to here. Okay. And there's no further adventuring to be done. So we're going to go on to the reinforcement step. So now with the team white, the last member has a 1 respect, and everybody has higher than that. So we're going to bring out the rest of team black now. So we'll bring out Agent 911. Agent 911 is going to a green dome. So we'll put him in a green dome. So we've got 1 here. And 1 over here. Now he's got that secret passage thing, which is really cool. So I kind of like the idea of that, and I'll just think about where to use that. Like, I mean, do I want this? Or do I want maybe the secret passage tunnels here? Yeah, I think the list is a good idea. So we're just going to go there, put him up into that spot. We have Christina Carl's daughter. She is going to a black dome. So she is going to go up where? Now, how's her react? Her react is a 5. She doesn't match the symbols either. Just think, is it good for her to go there? Maybe she'll support Milena in the dome there. Now, Dr. Maria Ulf is coming on. Now, Dr. Maria Ulf is interesting. Looking at our card, Ulf is only one character who is duplicated. When entering the map, place 3 Ulfs on the dome. Keep the other 3 off map. Okay, so there's going to be 3 of them in the same spot, brought onto the same dome. And that dome is red. So she's in the red dome, but there is no red dome. So the rules say when there is not a color of your choice, you can go anywhere you want. And she is futuristic and physicist. I mean, not great for getting into a base. Although she does have a card. What was the card again? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is what she's doing. She's going to go there to the blue dome, and that is it for her. Then we have El Gato. El Gato is being brought in to a red dome. Again, no red domes are available, so he gets to go wherever he wants. And his react is great. And not that it matches any of the other symbols with that dragon run, but he does have a very good react. So we are going to put him over here in this black dome, and he's going to take on that dragon run. And then finally we have Sven the Netmender, and Sven is going to go to a black dome. Sven, he has a lot of unknown stats, so I'm going to put a sticky note on him with all the stats once we start figuring those out. So he, in a black dome, now I think about that, the one up there, black dome up there, black domes are kind of out of the way of everything. So, but if Agent 911 puts a secret passage like in there, that'd be kind of cool. And then we have a back door into the thing, and that might be a plan. That might be a plan. Okay, so we're going to put him here. And with the last black player being brought to the field, that concludes black team's turn, which also concludes turn 2. So things are just starting to cook up now that most of the players, we have 1 more player to come onto the field with team white. But other than that, everybody else is on the field, so things are going to start getting exciting from here on in. So let me know what you think. Hopefully I haven't made any mistakes so far. I've been pretty careful about trying to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. But if you can see anything, do let me know. Thank you for watching. Do remember to hit like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.